will be playing against UNiTY. I'm interested to see who will have the better prep going into this, because I feel like regardless of Inner Circle Academy being a bunch of very, I guess, shooting reliant guys, they do have a set structure and they are trying to play very logical Counter-Strike, which is also nice to see, and always nice to see as well out of an academy team.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see how this one goes, folks, as we're jumping straight into the game here. Dust2 is where things get started. Of course, Mirage and Overpass will be played. Well, Overpass is not a will, but could be if there is a one-on-one situation on our hands. But let's see how things go here. This is up. Well, basically, 2 wins required in this closed qualifier play-ins, and that is 2 series wins, and you're into the LAN. If you lose one to the lower bracket, not the end of the world, but from there on out, you are up for elimination.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough once you go down to the lower bracket. Also, of course, you need to win 2 best-of-3s in order to qualify for Barcelona. So, yeah, getting one of them in your first game is also nice. A very slow pistol. They're trying to fake an A play, and as of right now, UNiTY are buying into it. Woozy is smelling something, and he's going back towards middle. Well, actually, he rotated away, and now MoriiSko's been dealt with. Bomb should be able to get planted.
Should be.
Oh,
but not without its difficulties, Woozy.
Oh, God.
Oh, come on. He's just taking over. Dooley's doing their thing. Mikey playing it up aggressive. Nice trying to turn the favor back towards his opponents. But what is going on here? This is so crazy. Flip-flop round. Frag makes quick work of the final 2. This was an absolute pandemonium of a round.
Yeah, a little bit of disappointment on the face of 3Poch, and it's probably a little bit expected. This was a weird pistol. You get the 1-for-1 refrag onto MoriiSko, but then Woozy's close enough to win the first fight onto Dichka. Then he can run down the second player with the bomb, and then Nice and 3Poch are able to find 2 kills out of nowhere. But NeoFrag comes out with a big 1-2. No bomb plant, meaning no force. There was a lot of aggressive, I guess, handling of economy in the first game of the day, right? I don't feel like we did see a team not too forced in the second round. I think all of them were just going for it straight away. Inner Circle Academy showing some diligence, I guess. Restraint. A little bit of patience. Yeah. Restraint, self-control.
Mikey could be in for a hard time here. Or he could be in for a fun time. Just the one. Woozy doubles up. Needs to be careful, though, not to go down to the pistols. And indeed, is having a little bit of difficulty on the USP. Kifida, not the best weapon on distance. And all of a sudden, Inner Circle might have an opportunity. Orchka alone. Gets a little bit surprised by NeoFrag jumping up so quickly onto the site. So UNiTY able to avert the crisis, but still damage inflicted.
This is a very good eco round. You get 3 kills in a bomb plant. You'll take this any day of the week. It was a little bit weird how the fight-ins were short and raveled. I mean, it was just five pistols jumping out of smoke, and they were able to still get a bunch of kills. A lot of players punished. A couple M4s that they need to reinvest into. One of the conversations we were having about UNiTY throughout the group stage, and I think we're going to keep going with it. We are expecting this team to be so stacked firepower-wise. Well, it is very stacked, but we're expecting this to be one of the toughest teams to beat on maps like Inferno, obviously, because the Czechoslovakian teams have always loved that map, but maps like Mirage, like Dust2, they need to be very competitive, even if they're playing against teams like Inner Circle Academy. It feels like a bit of a must when you have so many star players.
It's like you said, it's a bit of that role reversal situation. Woozy, now with the double pick.
This is what it should look like, you know? And Woozy's probably the last person you're looking at when we say star players. I mean, it's Kafita because he's the support, but Woozy's the second. You got MoriiSko, Neo, Mikey. Just call it Neo, by the way, instead of NeoFrag.
Yeah,
that's how close we are.
We all knew you were talking about.
Yeah, that's how close we are. That's we be buddies like that.
You buddies like that?
Never seen him actually.
It seems like a good time. So Inner Circle Academy having a little bit of a rough time early doors in the round. Losing more players than they're actually taking down themselves, but the B push could be a shout. Thing is, Neofrag could also turn his attention towards mid and cause some more damage. Mikey, the timing is important here, and I think he's just missed out on it. He can hear the approach. MoriiSko goes down, so Mikey has to turn his attention towards mid, and that is the round turned on its head.
Very weird. Players standing on top of the box when Mikey's on the bomb side. It didn't really feel like they were on the same page how they wanted to play. Neofrag and Kefita still going to give this retake a go, though. They've got a defuse kit. That one's on Kefita. Neofrag with the UNiTY might have to take some of the attention away.
Thing is, Nice Young on the other side of the box are not quite visible to Kefita, at least early. No, he took a wider stance to it. Finally shown. HG onto Dykers. Legs and Neofrag throws in a couple bullets on the head to go with it.
He's not even going to let Kefita get on the defuse. He's like, I've got 10 seconds. I'm going to stick it. You can get the hell out of here. It's a successful 2v3 retake, or a 2v2, sorry. Very late one as well. Flash comes out. They looked very convinced that both CTs would be coming out of middle. There's the replay of the weird situation MoriiSko was in. Great work coming out of Kefita and Neofrag to clutch it up, though. A 3-0 lead with the bomb plant and the kills. The full buy will be coming out of the T side, with a couple of glows as well included, obviously.
All at the same time, in a circle. I mean, they've kept these rounds close, so it's not far-fetched to say that they could break UNiTY's economy quickly. It's important that they've been able to muster up another buy here. Uzi unable to convert the first one, but Kefita as their reinforcement means this hold is a lot more substantial than Inner Circle Academy were hoping for.
Got the kill on Mikey, though. That opens a bit of a gap. Kefita will use these smokes to get out of pit. Oh, this is an interesting reposition. Yeah, he's trying to look for a favorable fight. Neofrag running out of ammo. Weird stuff.
A lot of weird stuff. MoriiSko trying to avert it from all going astray. But instead of Inner Circle Academy committing to a beat crunch through mid, they want to take the safer route through tunnels.
Yeah, this is the right decision, right? You can just leave one of these players in towards middle to control the rotations.
Look at Dutchka.
You know B's going to be empty, even if Kefita gets that kill. I mean, the bomb's just going to be planted. Thing is, they're both low on HP. So if the CTs want to go for the retake, it's not implausible, but I think Uzi's already called the safe. Well, never mind. Kefita's going. They're going to give it a go. 3-Poch is actually quite far away. He needs to start getting a little bit closer.
But Woozy's not budging. Finally making a move, finding a kit on the way. 3-Poch joining.
They know where he is.
Molly on the bomb, has revealed it all. Smoke can get on it, but the pit goes to Kefita. This is close. But just in time defuse. Barely a second to spare.
Yeah, these rounds are getting very, very tight. Very chaotic on the retakes and towards the B-bomb side. If you're in their Circo Academy, you probably feel like you've been hard done, but by yourself, right? The Molotov on top of the bomb just gives away the whereabouts of the second player, last box player as well. Just isolated. It feels like they're playing all of these retakes in towards B all alone, right? They're allowing UNiTY to isolate them. A 3 versus 2, the long push. Good work out of Kefita once again. These retakes in towards B working out because of him. He was one of the people that had massive impact in that final game that did help them qualify for the play-ins against the side of Basement Boys as well, right? Kefita playing one of the best series we've seen out of him, a 33 and 17 over the course of 2 maps, 143 rating with a plus 4.45% swing. Usually not the numbers that you get to see out of a support player.
Definitely not. Impressive stuff. But it's so many close rounds. In the Circle Academy, still able to enforce something of a buy, but it's going to start to hurt not being able to convert these.
If anything, it's just a little bit frustrating. You probably do realize winning 1 or 2 consecutive rounds resets the CT side economy fully. So you're still in the game. It's just started. You've lost a bunch of clutches, a bunch of retakes that you shouldn't have. It's more about targeting how are we losing these situations, which we should be converting more often than not. Nice swing. Makes it difficult for Uzi to connect. Up spotted now. They could try and scale through the smoke in towards short. They've heard Mikey drop as well, and they know Woozy's mid side. Where do you want to go with this? They don't have a single flash. This is going to be an issue. Triple smoke, one Molotov. They've been mollied again, and this is after they've deployed the smoke, so they might have to go through this, and they don't have anything to push the upper back with. They might have to go back into a mid to B play.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. Neofrag trying to get ahead of the curve. And together with MoriiSko, they'll form a line of defense impenetrable by IC Academy. So, 3Poch now tries to reconnect with his teammate Norse. But it's all over because there's just no time. You can't really catch up to the remaining UNiTY players. Again, one round in which UNiTY are one step ahead.
I feel like this is probably the cleanest one so far, even though they do have 2 players alive, which has been the case for the last 2. But this time around, it felt a lot more comfortable, didn't it? It felt like they didn't get faked out by the util. Their utility on the CT side was very well timed in towards short as well, regardless of that kill onto the upper Boozy. MoriiSko and Neofrag just leaving the B bomb side at the same time. Both of them locked in towards middle. The moment that they drop the bomb and they get those 3 kills, round was over. And a first tactical timeout, I believe, for the side of Inner Circle Academy. UNiTY have entered that Dust2 in probably the best way we've seen them enter a Dust2 map in a while. And in case you're wondering what that means, well, quite basically, it means that they've lost 4 in a row and they've not picked up double digits in these 4 maps on a single one of them. 9-13 Mana, 8-13 Bondi, 7-13 WW, and 6-13 BetClick are the last 4 Dust2s of UNiTY. So they've already won more than half the rounds that they have in the best Dust2 map that they've played in the last 4. It's a good sign. A lot of clutching needed, a lot of retakes, but they're still getting the rounds on the board.
Neofrag so deep into mid. And Inner Circle Academy do not have a clue. They'll figure it a bit too delayed. And with Mikey also joining in at the right time as they're trying to close the distance up against his teammate. It's the best case scenario for UNiTY. And then another player coming into the matter to make things worse. Complete crunching.
Looking very sharp. The moment that you see Neofrag make a move like that, and this was on the back of a tactical timeout from Inner Circle Academy. I know it's a half buy, but it's just very disappointing to lose a round like this, because initially you were getting onto the bomb side, making them close, and I know this is a half buy, but you're just getting outmaneuvered in a round like this. Makes you feel a little bit more frustrated, and now you've allowed the CTs to build up a substantially decent economy. It's not the best one ever, but would still be enough for 1 or 2 reinvestments. 3Poch is very quick up short. Are they ready? I don't think they are. Nope.
Surprise.
I'm not sure who the second player in towards middle was, but they were just not looking.
Yeah, Inner Circle Academy weren't quite ready to convert on this either, so UNiTY have had time to get into the site themselves. Doesn't matter though, when North gets entries like that, Kiffer's going to have to wave the white flag, at least on that engagement, turn his attention towards Daichka. But still a lot more to be done, and you can see the patience from Daichka here. Kiffer walking right into him, which nets the end of this round.
Yeah, this is just a mistiming. It's a misplay. I'm not sure if it was MoriiSko or Woozy or just a miscom for the side of UNiTY, right? Because there was no mid-smoke whatsoever, but they were still not looking towards middle. They just didn't think that without mid-utility, anyone would run up short like this. It's not replicable to win a round like that, but
fair.
It's a very good gap to abuse and find if you're 3Poch.
And also a nice line to cross for Inner Circle Academy, a line that they haven't been able to cross so far.
Terrorists win.
All right, the man that won the round, celebrating in the end. There's the replay. Neofrag just completely oblivious to the idea there could be a rifle up short on minute 40, and you can't really blame him for it. First time UNiTY have been caught off guard with their pants down. Now, can you do that again? Probably not the same thing, but can you double up? Can you build up on top of that first round? Because UNiTY are still in a good situation. This time a lot more cautious in towards middle. Lower setup.
Neofrag gets there quicker. He's going a little bit eager to get deep into mid and help the team explode
Ooh,
out.
He's out. That's massive.
Even through the flames. Ooh. Mikey goes down. But thankfully for UNiTY, there is an extra player here, and that name is Woozy. Warping duties.
Oh, he's going for more. I love the dedicated angle. He's got the support of Neofrag as well, who's already climbed in towards the new box and up short. Actually,
Has he dropped a CT?
I think he's playing anti-flash on the wall. Yeah,
Oh, he is, yeah.
that's a good setup. MoriiSko's just forfeited B, which is fine. They probably don't make their out on pure contact, and they're laser focused on middle. Thing is, these short players will have to get a little bit more active. Neofrag
That's exactly what he's doing.
might be able to catch a time in the Vika.
Active is his middle name, but dead is how he'll end up. 3 versus 3 now, and anything can happen. Inner Circle Academy breaking into B, and finally MoriiSko turning his attention towards it, but he's given up all that space already. He cannot make the move through doors. So purely off of contact outside of tunnel, smoke to permit the cross, but off the HE, smoke breakaway. It's nice to get themselves a pick. With that pick comes the round.
Yeah, it felt like they were in a very good position, but you probably wanted to be a little bit more active on the long side of things. You had 3 people in towards the right-hand side, right? So Neofrag's pushing, Oper's far behind. Neofrag goes down and doesn't see anybody else bar that one player that kills him. So I guess they thought after the kill on Neofrag they would commit A, but it doesn't really make sense for him to be aggressive unless he's got backup, right? So it's a bit of a giveaway for Inner Circle Academy. Gefida wanted to make sure they wouldn't split A late, I guess, and go through long. But there was no one in there, and MoriiSko put in a pretty much impossible position all alone. And now you've got that second round. Dichka will go down to the bomb, but the money on the CT side is slowly dwindling away. They still have one more buy in the tank, I believe. But this is starting to look a little bit more like it for Inner Circle Academy.
Sure. Slowly gaining steam.
I
Confidence
feel
on
like
the
in the
exits.
rounds that they're getting, you can clearly identify what UNiTY could have done better, and they probably can do that as well, right? So this is interesting. An interesting way to look at it.
Deep nade. Not deep enough.
This one's great.
But it's a slow peak coming in from Icy Academy. Ooh, and Neofrag doesn't anticipate it for the life of him. An explosive push, and UNiTY caught with pants down.
Yeah, this one just comes down to hitting the shots, right? Neofrag needs to get at least 1 kill from that position. MoriiSko lets them out on the initial encounter. Neofrag couldn't get a thing. MoriiSko goes for the reface, but gets just 1 kill. It just comes down to connecting. Just comes down to aim. The moment that they decide not to deploy that util straight away. And honestly, this is one of the reminders, I guess, if you're playing against a team like that, like Inner Circle Academy. These guys can shoot. They might be inexperienced. They might be looking a little bit silly at times. Maybe they can lose advantageous situations, but these guys can shoot. You let them play in contact. You let them play simple pack-based Counter-Strike. They're going to be very difficult to crack. And when I say very difficult, I mean it.
I mean, we've been witnesses to how difficult they can be to crack, right? Over in the group stage, we already said it was quite a big surprise the way that they were performing, but they were one of the top performers. It definitely felt like it.
I mean,
and they had no easy
seed.
way getting here. They shut down one of the favorites, ESC, to get here.
Yeah, it was a very weird game out of ESC, but Inner Circle definitely looked like the better team. Guys like Nice, like Lice Young, like Dichka were on show in that series, and even Mix KS as well, right? It was a very clean series that they won against them. These guys can play good Counter-Strike. And you can't let them in. Now, first tactical timeout for UNiTY as well. Time for replay to join in. Again, enough money because of the save being successful. And that's a quick reminder to everyone at home that this entire event is presented to you by Lorgar. And ready to play is Lorgar software. You can go and check it out, the platform. And also sign up to the special giveaway we're hosting for the Lorgar Rankings viewers. You've got over 30 products that could be won, including a racing cockpit.
And a gaming desk.
Yeah, but
which is basically a PC.
Yeah.
As well. That's crazy.
Yeah, the racing cockpit is my favorite. I know what PC is. I know a PC giving a PC away is mental, but I already have a PC, so the racing cockpit is one thing that I've been romanticizing about. Sadly, we can't win.
Sad. Next time, I think we need to negotiate in our contracts to be part of that giveaway.
I think we'd be shown the door.
Probably.
Yeah.
You guys can take advantage of it either way. Woozy. Oh, there was a chance for a collateral there. I didn't expect it would be 3Poch to get caught from that. Instead, Lies Young is able to be alive and well through the smoke. That is interesting. Really taking a step back, but here we go. Surprise, surprise. MoriiSko, thankfully for his teammate, is there. So equally traded, but IC Academy look to rapidly approach the site. 3 players strong.
They know where MoriiSko is.
They do indeed. But how does he respond? Excellently. A double kill, Modown. Nice. Now has to deal with 2. But they know what gun he's on, so they won't take the aggressive stance against him, considering he would be slowly peeking onto this. Now needs to be rapid and aggressive with his shooting. Doesn't know where the second player is, which provides enough time for MoriiSko to come in a tremendous hold by MoriiSko.
He didn't realize MoriiSko was alone for such a long time, right? He thought the second player would be a little bit closer and towards CT spawn or short, and he was actually going around the world and towards long. So he did have that 1v1. It's a big round coming out of MoriiSko. Wanted to line up and play on that high-low with Kefita. Ends up with a 4-piece. A big breaking round for the economy of the side of Inner Circle Academy as well. Might be this one. And this is 7 on the board for UNiTY. You get 8. You can start dreaming for a 9-3 half on the map pick of your opponents. Careful with the pace. Oh, no.
Oh, wow. Okay,
well,
that's how quickly things change.
They're not winning 9 rounds, yeah.
No. They might only stick to 7. 8 could be a possibility, especially with 3 players remaining alive by the end. But, yeah, IC Academy, I feel like that's something we noticed from the other time we saw them play, right? They are very capable of switching up the pace moment to moment.
I mean, they're the type of a team that's always going to hit you with the occasional bomb side hit very, very early into a round, right? Especially when things are not working out on the T side. They somehow decide, hey, you know what? We're just going to group up, go in, shoot hard, catch them off guard, win the round.
AK run it down, but successfully.
Yeah, basically. They know how to get low.
With a flow. And play
with my bro.
Okay, I'm out of
Making the dough.
Making the dough.
No, getting the dough.
Ah. Yeah. Singing Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Si Do. Yo.
I was gonna say walking around the street saying yo.
Good, I'm not the only one thinking in that direction. A horrible direction. But let's focus.
Oh,
the direction
I broke
in which
my car's rim because I drove through a hole. Yeah.
Getting
Didn't
further.
quite hit.
Getting further.
Real story though.
Oh, that, that's tough. Ooh. And you know what's tough? This. Neofrag getting a double, but there is a quick follow-up from IC Academy. Dichka knowing there's a potential long push, which is exactly what he's paying attention towards, but no one is winning it. No one, it's just an eternal head-to-head.
Look at MoriiSko. Mikey has a very good timing. He needs to push through the smoke. There's a ton of smoke in front of him. Kefita will get that kill on Teach because they shouldn't be ready for Mikey.
That's the one. Nice turns around on time, so the trade is there, but 2 versus 1 required, and they are miles away. They have to sprint.
They both have the fuse kills. They need to play this one together, and Woozy needs to be the second one going in. Low HP, they need to switch guns. Gotta go.
Guns low. That's Kifida looking to step in first with the AWP. Molly onto the side itself, but that's how Kifida draws. Woozy taking the wider angle. That Molly ended up hurting them a little bit, but as they have the kit, it will not be an issue. UNiTY to recover yet another retake. Plenty successful, quite a handful in that half, and 8 is deserved by the end of that one.
That was a little bit funny, by the way, because this was their own Molotov. That could have stopped them from defusing the bomb technically, but they're still able to get it over the line, so everything's good. Always well when it ends well. You get the 8 for the end of halftime. It is a good lead to have, especially on the opponent's map pick, especially on the map that you're usually struggling with quite a lot. Another good double kill coming out of Neofrag. It just feels like whenever someone gets a multi-kill in towards B out of MoriiSko and Neofrag, the other one can't do it, right? One of them has a good round, the other one just dies without a kill. Some way, somehow, if they could both combine, it would be perfect. It would be magnificent. Xbox smoke used for the pistol.
Thing is, Ted, sure, UNiTY have had a decent first half, but it's on the T side that they tend to fall flat. I mean, if you look at it historically.
Sure.
So we need to see if they're able to bounce back from that trend that they've created for themselves.
Well, they are walking into a 3-man B stack, so this is going to be a trial by fire.
And that fire goes by the blind gun.
All right.
Who he himself is not invulnerable to the flames. North's good for the one, but not much more than that.
Hold on.
Mike is joined in on the party. Nice trying to make something of this, but it's a one-on-one duel. This game is so close. So many close rounds, but having more bullets does end up helping Mikey.
He doesn't even get tagged down. Yeah, look at him looking at his mouse. He's like, why did I need such a long time to get that kill? What the hell is going on? Are you working? Are you there? Is anyone on the phone? What's going on? Well, I can tell you what's going on. You've just won the second half pistol round, and from here on out, it feels like you might be putting an end to that negative Dust2 streak. You go into the stack, you get all the kills. Highly impactful pistol out of Mikey as well.
So that's already increasing the stats for UNiTY on the T side. They've always had rough pistols too. Pretty moving up closely. The deagle at this distance can be quite deadly. It's a triple peak from UNiTY. Make that a quadruple, pentuple peak from UNiTY. That whoever faces it from IC Academy, aka Inner Circle Academy,
Ice
mowed
baby.
down. Yeah, that's basically what UNiTY are able to take care of.
I mean, they are technically babies, right? Because they're young.
Sure.
So it is ice baby. But this baby's melting. The ice is cracking.
This baby's melting. Oh, honey, our baby's supposed to do that.
Hey, man.
Yeah, the baby's melting. It's what? Yeah, it's melting. Yeah.
Maybe it's a baby snowman. We talk about that.
It's a baby snowman.
Snow baby.
Maybe it's Jack from The Incredibles.
Yeah.
That'd be more likely.
Jack can do it all. I wouldn't be surprised if he can. Yeah.
He can go in flames. He can melt. He could become the gremlin. I don't know.
Yeah. Ooh. That's sneaky. Bomb drop.
This is scary.
Bomb drop. They've got no clue.
Not expected, and it's a deep angle as well for Thripoch. But they're just toying with him. Now there's more. Bachko arrives.
Hello.
Yeah, that's the bomb. Lied in front of the hands of Thripoch. And he doesn't mind this at all. He's calling the rest of the cavalry to arrive. New objective for IC Academy. Don't defend the sites, defend the bomb.
Yeah, they've got 5 people around middle and around the drop bomb. Mikey's still turning around in disbelief. Just waiting for MoriiSko to get a little bit closer. Uzi's on B. Now, Uzi might be able to actually make pretty early contact with Lice Young. It's actually going to be the op of Nice. Nice flash. Nice flash.
Works, eventually.
Right.
Not entirely
That was
impossible.
funny.
The smoke will form once again. MoriiSko can't account for the deeper angle. IC Academy having a little bit too much available to them. So good first buy round for Inner Circle. Solid stuff. Nice idea from Nice to push up mid.
Yeah, this is a good switch up in the approach of the CT side. And this is what we were talking about, right? Whenever they struggle, they seem to always have that type of very aggressive play to pull out of nowhere. Go for something a bit more interesting. A great sequence coming out of Nice on the big green. Yeah. He's one of these people that you're probably going to be excited about when it comes down to this team, right? 19 years of age. You also have Norths, who's a bit of an anchor slash lurker, but he's still the second highest rated player on the team. Always exciting to see a player like this, especially when he's just 16 years of age.
Nice nade.
Ooh, failed the nade. Yeah.
So what now? UNiTY have taken up a bit of long control.
Yeah, a
In
bit
a
of a slower
circle, we'll have to
default. The
retake it
CTs are
again.
looking to refight long because they have dropped middle right now. Ooh.
Oof, smoke fades a little too early. Neofrag doesn't realize, gets caught by it.
Issue is he was alone, right? So now they re-clear along, but Neofrag doesn't see too many people, right? I think he saw, what, 1, 2 guys there? They are trying to take a little bit of space in towards middle, but actually, they've left B. It's wide open. This is a 5-man right-hand side stack. This is mental out of the NERCIRCO Academy.
The very fact that Woozy is able to flash through short does keep players more busy, but third pot here is going to be a menace. Shots fired. They now know. Woozy paying attention to the top of mid. So he's going to be a linchpin in this round.
That's so weird.
Eyes on Woozy.
Do they just like playing the 5v3 retake? They... Oh, knife out.
Surprise. They never
That's
knew.
a mistake. Yeah, Woozy can just hightail it for the tunnels now. In a 3 versus 4, you have all the chances to actually hold on to the bomb side.
No util though, so it's going to have to be a clean hold for UNiTY. It's really hard to do given the plethora available to Inner Circle. That molly's an issue, so no smoke to hide away from Mikey. He will go down with a ship.
Hold on.
But that's Kifida taking up the mantle. A double, and he might even go in for more, and that's exactly what he'll do. The showstopper, Kifida, here to show us how it's done.
They just waited for the molly. Molly lands, and then everyone gets ready, and they're like, guys, we're fighting this one together. If I peek and I die alone, even if I get 1 kill, it's absolutely pointless. What a legal steal that is out of UNiTY. It's the MTB bomb side that ends up costing them. It's Norris pulling his knife out that ends up costing them, and it's Kifida getting that triple kill out of nowhere that ends up costing them the round.
Not entirely backbreaking for Inner Circle Academy, but UNiTY have now created a mountain that has to be crossed. And show they are resilient even in the moments that seem to be in Inner Circle's domain. And it's that overcoming of situations that could put them in a very prosperous position in the series. Mirage still up, right? UNiTY's map pick. They still have yet to play that, and they potentially could be 1 map up.
It really could be. Another B play, by the looks of things. It's been a very slow, very methodical T side out of UNiTY. Not a lot of off-spawn quick plays. Some short utility, but NERCIRCO Academy just playing very passive Counter-Strike right now. Towards the back of the bomb sites, not pushing for information, playing in the blind. And if they lose that B bomb site, this might be a safe call.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Inner Circle had a few more rounds in them before the final timer. But for now, they've let go of this B site control. And do you really go for a 5 versus 5 retake on B? One of the most difficult sites to take at even numbers.
If UFROC wins that fight, round is over. You can't let him get a kill.
Yeah, but Nice doesn't completely go for it either. And the fact that Neofrag drops away, he eliminates the possibility of Inner Circle Academy to converge upon him.
Yeah,
he's closing up the distance eventually, but the save call has been made.
Leaving that B bomb side wide open has been an issue for the last couple of rounds, right? The first time when they had all these players fighting in towards middle, it worked because you could drop the bomb because the bomb started long, right? But it has been an issue with B. I mean, UNiTY are winning a full buy round without being tagged, without a single player losing a single point of HP. How mental is that? There wasn't a fight. That's a buy round and you lose it without a single opportunity of a fight. That is tough. UNiTY have just abused the B-bomb site. And the worst part about all of this now is that Inner Circle Academy probably needs to start with 2 players in towards B and need to send more guys towards the left-hand side. So if you're UNiTY, you're just putting instant pressure on middle or on long, elsewhere on the map, just capitalizing. They're pushing middle again.
Oh my god, they need this one to work, but it only worked in the first engagement. UNiTY ready for it. That's still a bit of a mid-collapse in play, right? If UNiTY try and go down this road, Inner Circle might have something to throw at this. Flash, it's good. But again, counter-action from UNiTY. Seemingly ready for everything, but not out of the depths just yet.
They know about one of the players, Molly, will ensure that Dichka can't do anything about it. Norvs is actually left and gone back towards the B-bomb side. He's waiting for Kefita to potentially lurk out B tunnels. That will allow for the bomb to get picked up and for a fight to be taken into a short where Dichka's all alone.
Pre-fire.
That's it.
Massive. Ace light open. Tailgate it in that direction. And now Norths has to make a 1 versus 2 clutch to keep Inner Circle Academy in this map. And won't be able to say hurrah to a single one of his opponents. Magnificently done by players with the stardom that all of these guys can produce. And indeed, the recent loss against Ent Academy for UNiTY is problematic. We'll see if they're able to fend off their demons. I mean, if you consider the series in isolation, the first map looked like it was a decent start for them. I wouldn't say it was as dominant as the round score reflects, right? 13-5. It didn't feel like that was the case for the game itself in the Circle Academy. We were very close in many situations. Not much was a difference in so many of the rounds. So we'll see if they're in the right position to turn the tides around in their favor, feel a little bit more confident at their own map pick.
Well, we're jumping right into map number 2, folks. UNiTY starting on the T side with the sole mission of closing this one out in a 2-0 fashion. Inner Circle Academy will get the opportunity to start things off on the CT, potentially respond back and show that they can indeed play better Counter-Strike than what we saw on map 1.
We definitely know they can, but it's up to them to show they can do it in the same series itself and overcome a first map loss. Ruzi with first blood, that's some strong stuff from UNiTY. Thripoch wanted to stay in the cover of the smoke, but the smoke doesn't provide, you know, a physical cover from the bullets. So we'll get shut down eventually. Mikey, nice shot through as well. This looks like a very clean round from UNiTY. Not much going the way of Inner Circle Academy. Apart from that frag from Lice Young, but 2, maximum 3 is, I believe, what he'll be able to retrieve this one as UNiTY able to start exactly where they just left off.
All right. Now, I don't want to be playing that game because we're talking about an Academy team here, Pavlos, so it's not really fair to be pointing fingers, but I want to say, going into a map like Mirage, I'm looking at Nice. I'm looking at probably Norths as well. And Lice Young. I want to see a good performance out of some of these individuals, right? We're talking about the map that should be like a second nature to these guys. They are the teenage puck stars, if you want to put it that way, even though they are trying to play Team Counter-Strike. Foot spotted. I was starting to get a little bit worried about MoriiSko.
He started not looking the moment that he was getting closer, so I do understand why you were concerned. And there's another reason to be concerned. Bit of acrobatics done. Flag, skipping, jumping. Ends up going down, but this seems like it's going to be fairly simple. Dajka will get caught between 3 different players. UNiTY haven't really gained too much space control other than mid, and they haven't really needed to, as Inner Circle Academy brought the fight to them and ended up falling in the process. It's all about figuring out where North is, but you've got to respect how diligent UNiTY are playing this.
Yeah, they look a lot more disciplined than they did in the group stage, right? There still is some times where you could say that there's probably a moment of miscommunication and people just don't look on the same page, but all in all, it feels like they're trying to be on the same frequency a lot more with time. And this is what you would expect as well. I think this is why it's very easy to fall into the trap of being overcritical of a team like this, where first they have a lot of roles to try and synchronize and kind of compromise with each other and see who's all right with being the anchor on this map, who's all right with being the anchor on that map, and who's just going to hold on to all of his star positions. And the second thing, NeoFrag is new to the IGL role as well, right? So you'd think that the more time you give him, the better the T sides are going to be looking on the side of UNiTY.
And UNiTY look up to pull up the pace. It did seem initially that they were trying to go for a quick catwalk crunch and compare that up with an apartment's hit. Nice Young, though, catching MoriiSko. He was a bit isolated from the rest. It felt like there was an assisted flash in there, but they didn't do too much to prevent MoriiSko from shooting. Blyce Young, I mean. And look at the push from Norths. So huge, all the way around the world, and you figured out exactly where UNiTY are, at least on the basis of elimination. Was going for the chase, but exchanging dinks. Still, Inner Circle Academy, very happy with what they've gained.
I'm not really sure where you go here if you're UNiTY. You have one player in top connector still. That's going to be Mikey, and you did spot the players pushing in towards the round. Mikey needs to try and get something done. This is far from an ideal way to activate your card. Probably a little bit too early as well. And that's a save.
It is.
Yeah.
Flash was thrown just for show over the apartments. Kind of keep Inner Circle Academy back. Prevent them from pushing and denying weapons. But to be fair, they're never going to be playing aggressive to take weapons out of UNiTY's hands. They themselves will have money issues if that proceeds to happen. So, bit of a 20-second standstill. A bit of an opportunity for UNiTY to discuss at least, but they probably won't be talking too much focus that they won't get shut down, lose their guns. But a quick way for the CTs of Inner Circle Academy to get onto the board quickly.
Counter-terrorists.
It's a good round to pick up if you're in a circle. It probably makes you feel like you have control of the economy a little bit more. Also, again, it's these aggressive plays, right? That's one of the things that you need to be aware of when you're playing against these guys. The moment that they feel like they're struggling in any capacity, the round that they try to respond, it's always with something very gambly and very, I want to say, unorthodox to some extent even, which I like. They are ready to swing when they know they've got nothing to lose and things are just not working out as they are. They know how to surprise you, that's for sure. The issue is that's not really a reliable approach to winning consecutive rounds, especially when you try to go aggressive again and MoriiSko's able to find 1 kill. Now this is massive. He even tags down 3 Poch here. And it's Slice Young to go down initially. He's the one that got the big multi-kill in the previous. He's the only one who's got more than 1 kill for the side of Inner Circle. There goes Dajka though.
So, first steps for Inner Circle Academy good, but UNiTY now need to figure out a way to get out of this issue. Unfortunately for Woozy, we'll have a harder time with Norse circulating around the smoke, diligently looking for him. And it's another situation in which UNiTY find themselves in significant numbers disadvantage, but this time they can't really hold back. They've got to try and go for something, and indeed, the FACEIT is where they're trying to head to. North, though, seems to feel very much at home here. Double kill, not faded by anything.
Yeah, that was a great sequence coming out of North, and that's probably going to start making them feel a little bit more confident in their own ability on the CT side here. You're just catching single players of UNiTY, trying to catch timings, go for plays. Things that have not really been working out. I was a bit surprised that Woozy was so committed to looking over the stair smoke, right? He just ignores the entire bomb site, just covers so many angles with his gun. I'm not really sure if we missed something there. Oh, MoriiSko was waiting so long for 3Posh to just give him one jump. One opportunity. He just throws the U2, goes back. Playing it safe. It's how it should be, but we call it boring. Because we're here for the entertainment. And not for logic. Well, sometimes for logic.
Logic can be entertaining.
Yeah, no. No, yeah. Maybe. Sometimes.
When paired up with a bit of Counter-Strike fragging. Like
Ooh. This. Okay. They have 2 Deagles. One of them has already found the mark. And that's it.
No issues for Daishka. Pair it up with the rest of the team converging into mid. Nothing much else could be done about it. UNiTY having to turn into mulch, essentially, by the end of that one. Timeout brought out. And that is an Inner Circle Academy timeout. And you would have thought maybe UNiTY would want to break through their streak. This is the first opportunity they get to kind of get a win in after having another buy available to them. But instead, no, it's Inner Circle that want to take a moment. Think about how they want to approach this, knowing how pivotal a situation like this is.
Yeah, I think they do realize that the last couple of rounds they've been going for a lot of aggro openers. And I'm not really sure if they want to keep doing that. Now, there's 2 sides to this coin. If you keep doing it, then it keeps working. It's just going to feel like you're bullying UNiTY, especially if you have other ways of going for stuff. This is going to be an interesting round. Double under push. And they pushed it very quick. B player is also aggressive. UNiTY are going out ramp though. It's the perfect counter.
It's exactly what they needed to completely avoid interaction with Inner Circle Academy.
Well, this round is over.
Pretty much looks like it.
It should be.
It was a quick A-ramp pop. The fact that Inner Circle Academy went for the double under push.
Oh.
That pick means a lot, and especially the fact that you've got ramp lurk created. Kifida loses his life. Woozy's aware of this. Connect, but do you expect the second to be out in Palace? Slice Young is able to get something across the line. And 3Posh trying to close in, but then again, you've yet to deal with Mikey. You don't know that ramp is a situation you need to take care of. But the bomb is being defused, but not permitted by Neofrag and Mikey. The spray does what it's needed.
Oh god, Mikey didn't even know where the bomb was planted, by the way. The HE didn't break the smoke. He was not spamming in towards the reverse. He was spamming in towards triple. That was so chaotic, but Neofrag is able to get the kills. MoriiSko just overextending in towards Jungle, allowing Diop to take him down. They nearly make this one work. But again, it's that type of a situation where Inner Circle Academy are playing a lot of setups on the CT side and making a lot of moves that are leaving a bomb site almost fully empty, right? They are alright with playing on retake, apparently, but just haven't really been winning a lot of these retakes.
No. But the amount of chaos that one smoke caused. Funny, but for Inner Circle Academy, not exactly the result they would have hoped from it.
Window boost? Is that what we're going for? Window boost into a B play. Feels like it.
Pair that up with a catwalk push from Mikey.
The CTs don't know.
This is massive. No one's turned around. Bit labored by Neofrag, but gets there, and now you've realized you've cut them up in two. Inner Circle Academy know that the A site and B site defenders are isolated from one another.
They're going A though. They are going into the open the rifle. If North is able to pick up both these kills and drop the bomb, he's got a smoke as well to block them.
So 50 seconds. You still have time to change your mind, UNiTY, unless you want to persist and push past the smoke. North's repositions, knows that a bit of a delay can come through, but at least it's an early warning system as a flash is required to pass by it.
Neofrag is just so occupied with trying to cut off the rotations. Nice wall go down. They know there was one more gun on the bomb side. Neofrag will find North, and patience perseveres and prevails. 3-Podge. A 1v4 clutch first kill found, but now they know exactly where he's coming from.
I mean, there was the initial idea by UNiTY. There was a method behind how they wanted to finish it. Cleanly done. Only one required to take it down. 3-Podge will not be allowed to do any damage by the end of that with Woozy's Ferrari swing. UNiTY gained the lead right back up.
I'm actually liking some of the calls out of Neofrag when things are going well for him, right? You can imagine a world in which Neofrag just turns into that. Well, he already kind of is, but the more experience he gets as an in-game leader into that type of a very proactive space-taking, high firepower output in-game leader, that could be exciting on an even higher level. Because he can still shoot. He can still shoot very, very nice. And if he's able to develop into a decent in-game leader, why not make it back into the tier 2, tier 1.5 scene where he was a couple years ago? Especially now that you're looking at what the in-game leaders like Krabeni are doing on foot, right? And Krabeni is the definition of a proactive IGL that's making a lot of moves and getting scrappy with it. I feel like this could suit Neofrag very well.
Depends on what environment he wants to be getting there, right? Does he take an entire check-in roster to that level?
Well, if possible, sure. But we're just talking in general, individual development as a player.
Fair enough. Environment matters. And the environment right now in B, very aggressive. 3-Podge gets a triple.
Oh, God.
Making a quad piece. And honestly,
oh no. He's stolen
Dishka
it.
steals the ace. How dare you?
What a play out of 3-Podge, though. And look at the reaction. He can't believe it. He almost looks disappointed that he didn't get the ace, but these 4 kills before.
Maybe the stress was through the roof and he's like, oh my God, I don't want to go through this again.
Yeah. Maybe that was the case. It was just like, if I go down, maybe we lose the round. That could have been a very tough sequence to follow. He is able to hold on, though. And that's reset the T-side economy, so we're looking at a full eco now. Just the pistols. Lightly armored deco. Not even lightly armored. Well, for one of them is. It's for Neofrag. Does he 1 lies young?
No.
Answer is no.
Big no. Big no. Dishka's a menace, isn't he? As the smokes fade as well, Inner Circle Academy will feel a little bit easier to maneuver around mid. So it looks like both of these teams are taking it in turns to be in charge of the lead.
It is still a minor improvement when you think about the T-sides that we're used to seeing from UNiTY over the course of the last couple of weeks, though, right? They're still keeping it close. I feel like you get 5-6 rounds here on the T side of Mirage, you're gonna be fine. Notice how I didn't use the next sequence of 2 numbers that is so popular now amongst the young populace.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ted. I do know what you're talking about. Unfortunately.
Look at Neofrag's score. Kill death.
7 deaths to 6 kills.
Yeah. It's a great 6-7.
Yeah. You just had to say it, Ted.
I hate it so much. I hate that so
Why?
it's definitely one of the things that I hate the most in the
And
world.
you still follow up on it. I still
That's
don't
what I
understand
hate it. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's
It's
irresistible.
just two numbers. It's just, you know what's the thing?
You can't
These
avoid
numbers,
those two numbers.
No, you cannot avoid them.
They are
very
part of the
often,
decimal system.
Yeah, very often you will have to use the number 6 and the number 7, especially when you're trying to, you know, average something out. You're like, yeah, I'll meet you there around 1:30. Sometimes you could use these two numbers for that type of a sentence, right?
Sure.
And then you just feel awful when you've done it.
You do. This actually could hurt. Followed up with Lice Young's AK shooting. Instead, he falls. And with that, UNiTY respond mighty quick. Into the B side they go. No quick response. If you want to go for the retake, you have to wait for Norse.
Yeah, don't need to go for the fights right
Look at
now. Woozy is pushing in, though able to find the first one. Pressure going up, Oper going out, safe coming in, UNiTY on 5.
And Woozy knew what he pulled off there. He got the pick, got away, knew he had done enough. And that's exactly what's happened. Like aforementioned, Inner Circle Academy have to back out. Hand this one over. And allow UNiTY to take a bow.
Yeah, money's not an issue for the CT side. The only issue right now is the fact that UNiTY are getting up to 5 rounds. The more you give them on the T side, the more you'll struggle in the second half. UNiTY CT sides have been very, very solid over the last couple of weeks. As you pointed out on Dust2, usually they struggle on the offense. But now they've been able to, I guess, min-max these off-of-spawn calls. You're looking at a very simplified approach on the T side. You just group up, you hit a bomb site. Hopefully it works out. Obviously, there's some logic put into it. It's not random, but
yeah,
there has been a lot of calling off of spawn for Neofrag. And we kind of made that point throughout the group stage as well. It's probably easier when you're a young and new and up-and-coming in-game leader. You've just transitioned and getting used to the role to keep it very structured from the beginning. Just go around, and everyone knows what they need to do.
Dishko wanting to play aggressive here. But with that flash, do you really want to sustain your position here or start to fall back? You will go for the latter choice, which leaves the A site slightly undefended, right? You still have 2 players, but it's a cross distance. If UNiTY are able to smoke these areas off, they pretty much guarantee the site. That's exactly what they're going for. Here come the smokes. Stairs, jungle, connector, all called for. Nice wanting to play forwards, and that is accounted for as well due to the molly. Ditchka sending a couple of spray shots through, but UNiTY gains site access, and Inner Circle Academy need to devise a plan.
Bomb needs to get planted, and it will. Not a lot of util left on the T side for the hold, though. They'll have to fend them off. It's another 5v5 retake, but this time, Inner Circle, they will go for it.
So the plan is 2 from one and 3 from the other.
All right.
And first steps of the plan, A, B, and C go exactly as they would have liked. Now, you cannot drop the ball here. You know where Woozy is. No one's looking at Palace. Now they will. Once they've dealt with the ramp play, Vidar just walks up the stairs, says hello, and melts everyone into the ground.
That's a 2v5, boys. We can't be losing a round like this if we want to win. This is probably what they're saying right now.
They never
this
saw
is
him
what
coming.
the IGL is saying, what the coach is saying. That reposition out of Kefida, the decision to go all the way around from Palace towards the ramp after they spot him out, after they smoke him off. God.
And I was about to make the point, the fact that no one was looking Palace, that they were determined that it was going to be a ramp play. The moment they get their pick, everyone turns around.
Yeah.
And that's the moment that Kefida goes insane.
Ooh. And now MoriiSko's doing the same.
I mean, you can't help but feel that there's a lot of potential for this Inner Circle Academy squad. They're doing so many things right. But it's those little minute things that you feel they could easily be corrected. Just the details. Might give UNiTY's way back into rounds. Oh, come on. How do you do with that? Ditchka knows this is the final round. where you can have a final stand on the CT side and try and square things up just a little bit. Finds the one, and the fact that Neofrag is low, this could be doable, but turns his back to his main threat, and that is that.
7 rounds on the T side. We were contemplating about their opportunity to actually run away with it if they had gotten 5, 6. But now you have a 2-round lead. On the end of the half, don't give me that look, Pavlos. I knew what I was doing.
You're just playing with everyone, aren't you?
I was not doing it again. Yeah, that's the fun part of it. You get to tease everyone with it now because people just want to hear it.
It's like saying D's without the second part. It's just a decade later. Well, Circle Academy have made the choice. They're jumping into this B site. Mikey, he's having a hard time connecting with that USP. And I feel like this is not the first time in this series. The pink mouse not really doing its thing there.
Hear me out.
Yes.
It's Neofrag. It's the Frag and IGO. He's got a defuse kit and a smoke.
Well, now they know where he is, so...
It doesn't matter.
No? Okay.
Yeah, he's
That's
winning.
nice.
I can see it.
Ow.
I cannot see it.
You might be able to see it in your dreams tonight, but it doesn't unfold into reality here.
All right, this was much needed. A big mow down coming out of the Glocks. Good work out of Norths.
Oh, you know what I'm a fan of, Ted?
The score?
The Mag 7.
And what is the score, Pavlos?
I don't want to say it. Oh my god.
It's everywhere. It's unavoidable.
Everywhere. Look at Ditchka score.
You cannot escape it. Oh god.
It's everywhere, dude.
It's every day, bro.
I hate that I know the next part of that phrase.
Hell yeah.
I hate that I know the next part of that phrase. Why do I?
Oh yeah, tell me all about that Disney Channel flow. Awful.
Awful.
Yeah.
Very awful. Worse than 6-7.
Oh, definitely worse. Yeah. This is just saying 2 numbers and just moving your hands in a weird way. The other thing is premium brain rot. That's the OG brain rot though. This is brain rot before brain rot was a thing. You know.
Yeah, before it was cool.
It was our generation of brain rot.
Not that brain rot was really cool. No, our generation of brain rot is ASDF movies and the Italian man who went to Malta.
The Italian man that went to Malta.
You don't know it. What about the Annoying Orange?
Let me see. Italian man in
Malta.
On. I want to.
I guarantee you, everyone in chat knows what I'm talking about. If they are above the ages of 24.
Right. Yeah. The Italian man who went to Malta.
But
yeah,
you know
okay,
the ASDF movies, right? Die potato.
Yeah.
Thank you. I like trains. All that. Nice.
My favorite one was what was it? The one where they're singing na 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 na. I forgot the lyrics. Okay. I want it that way. I want it that way. Yeah. Scene from the movie.
Well, the Mag 7 appears again.
All right. There's 2 more people here. Do they really want to commit? I don't think so. They've got a player walking up top connector. That's 3Podge. He's found a good gap.
So this is quite straightforward for Inner Circle Academy. Didn't really need to do too much. Win the pistol, win the follow-up, and because the second round of that half was a force from UNiTY, they will be able to win the third too. So that is quickly snatching the lead away from their opponent's hands.
See, that is unless... I don't know. No, I cannot really figure out a way that they win this round, UNiTY. Yeah, this is going to be an 8-7.
I mean, look, there is a world bomb gets planted back. No, it gets planted. Come on.
They do have a defuse kit. So we should entertain the idea of a ninja. Technically, if we are good casters, we should entertain the idea of a potential ninja.
If UNiTY win this round, it's not going to be because of a ninja. It's going to be because Inner Circle Academy leave the site before they need to, and you've got Neofrag waiting for a Mach 10 to take care of them. Never mind. So yeah, I'm not a good predictor.
When does Nice go? When does Nice leave? Well,
he doesn't.
He's not going to leave now. He's seen them. That's not the entire idea of it, guys. It's not the point. You're supposed to wait for them to leave and then go. It's not how you do it.
Yeah, you tell him, Ted. Tell him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't tell him anything. We just have a person in chat that's put the following message. No, AI brain rot is goated.
AI brain rot is goated.
Yeah. No, I don't really want to experience that.
I think the Italian brain rot is probably up there. But I don't really want to go there right now. We've already divulged into a very interesting area.
Yeah.
Ooh. Huge for this
Big
guy.
nade.
Mickey doesn't expect the con push to come in so quickly. MoriiSko turns it around though, and UNiTY have the upper hand. Thing is, he's got contact from two directions. In Inner Circle's Academy to take over the side, though they've lost a lot of health. And Kifida wants to make sure that he can handle it by himself. This is tough. He's isolated. He wants his teammate quick. But he's able to find the one and survive the HE throw while throwing one of his own.
We've seen such massive impact out of Kifida, man. In the last game in the group stage, here today on Mirage, that 2 versus 5 that they won, where he clutches up the 1 versus 3 on A, going around the world. MoriiSko with a big round, but that nade softens them up big time. Look at that from MoriiSko. Good damage. Tagging down the last 2 players as well. Score leveled up once again. This was the first buy round for UNiTY, so that's why we're not getting worried beforehand, right? The moment that they get the guns out, they get a round on the board. Hope in play for Woozy. Top mid, insta window smokes. Standard stuff for Inner Circle Academy. A very mid-heavy default with 2 players coming out of under 2, swinging top mid as well with the window re-smoke. We might see an attempted window boost. That is a very well-placed nade. And another one.
Well, top can't smoke.
You probably don't want to go for the boost anymore now that you've spotted the person left side. Well, right side from the POV, but jungle side top connector.
It felt like they wanted to end up in the apartments, but instead they were going all the way over to this A side. You've got a couple of players that are trying to fake the apps play.
A contact is ill-advised against the ult. They couldn't know, obviously. Woozy should have a free pickup. There's 1 kill. A lot of people are rotating away. It is working. MoriiSko's been left alone.
And the swing away from Palace will make this one a bit of a late notification as to what the play is. Lyseon could still try and sell the B here. Here come the smokes and flashes. Trying to look away, but ends up dropping. Lyseon does end up falling, so the upper hand is to UNiTY, but you have no information of the whereabouts of Inner Circle.
Kifida's walked out.
Oh my god.
He's walked in towards the stairs.
Trading
nice
positions.
Read into it.
As soon as the smoke fades, both these players will be in for a surprise. Kifida, though, getting there quicker, being turned in the right direction. UNiTY, a couple kits available to them. Smoke already onto the bomb. They've inflicted damage on the T side of this situation before. Oh. They just want to make sure it doesn't happen to them, and indeed, they've got the players ready to handle it.
That's a massive double kill coming out of Mikey, by the way. The shot onto the Opera towards jungle was pure filth. We're going to see it on the replay, too. A little bit later on in the round, Woozy opens things up and towards the B-bomb side. Fake actually does work out. MoriiSko was so sure that they would have a flash on that play as well and turns around. Thankfully for it, they're able to find their way back. Norvs is just so crisp. Thankfully, they had Mike in towards taking to pick up the pieces. Bomb plant allows them to have somewhat of a purchase going into round number 18, but it's just a half by far from the max loss bonus. UNiTY back in the driver's seat. B-pop coming up. Another test for Kifida.
away. And again, B-pop through, but yeah, there's just plenty of resistance. You're basically walking into a steel wall. You're able to create a crack, but nothing more than that. Double digits club for UNiTY.
You know what? You take away the pistol and the conversions. UNiTY has looked like the much more comfortable team on this second map so far. They look very good right now, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with the impact that we're seeing out of Kafita as well. We kind of had that conversation last time around, but when you have one of your support elements, quite literally the labor worker of the team, putting on stats like that and bringing out impact like that, it's a lot easier to get rounds and get the win.
Oh, what?
Oh,
I thought Woozy was ready for at least one there.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's very committed, so he probably just gets one and gets refragged, but that's very quick out of Lyseung. Woozy didn't even fire a bullet.
And now you've got Connector completely exposed. If UNiTY don't find a response quickly, they'll be in trouble. Look at Inner Circle just maneuvering around. No one's aware. Completely slipped off their heads. Neofrag trying to get away, but it's MoriiSko saving the day, at least at 1 degree. But this round is over. And the fact that so many rounds were closed, UNiTY are in trouble.
I think the reason Neofrag was so locked in towards that window smoke is because Woozy spots 2 players and under. So instantly the correlation or the connection that Neofrag is making with spotting 2 players walking under that quickly is they want to boost window, especially now that they've killed the Oper. They probably, the moment that they get a kill in towards A and they start making their way up connector, there would be one guy that just runs through the smoke and kills me from behind, right? And I don't want to die like this. He turns around, gets one of the kills, but then he gets mollied out, and it's very weird because he still doesn't know if there's a player in front of him, but there's guys coming in behind him as well. Very difficult position to be in. And they even had the numbers. That was a 4-man setup in towards that A bomb site, at least leaning towards it. You had Woozy and under, you had Neofrag and Jungo, you had MoriiSko playing close in towards the ramp. And I think Mikey was also there. Yeah, Kipita was the only one on the B bomb site. So they had the numbers, they just couldn't find the kills.
So this is going to be quite the pivotal round. UNiTY holding on to their economy for as long as they can. Lose it, and Inner Circle Academy could potentially be gifted the lead. Lyseung so quick. Double down on that play. Woo! How on earth does he get away with double murder?
Game on, isn't it?
Truly is.
And that was a full investment. You're leveling things up. Money's running out for the CT side. Inner Circle Academy have taken control right back out of the hands of UNiTY. And they're saying it's 2-0 only through our corpses. We're not letting you run away. Not that easily. You'll have to fight for it. Lyseung has been incredible. I really like this team, you know?
True.
There is some...
I get why.
There is some heavy hitters here. Very sharp players, considering how inexperienced they are. This is why I think they're exciting. Because they've barely been around the block.
Not even, I'd say. Stepped on the pavement. Maybe they've seen a few rows, but haven't gone full circle just yet. And I see why you're also excited, not only because of the fact of how snappy some of these players are, how strong they are individually, but, you know, the idea of how they want to play the game. Sure, in some level, it's not fully achieved the way they would have liked, but you get the ideology, you get the concept. And the mistakes aren't so big enough for you to think that there's no potential here. There is, and a lot of it, and it shows. There's potential within the series itself. Overpass definitely appearing on the horizon. Wasn't quite the case before.
There still is an AWP in the hands of Uzi and an MP9 for Mikey.
Does
he
expect something
read
like
into it?
this?
That could be a free AK upgrade if Mikey's
This is
able to get that
awkward.
kill.
But Thripwatch has been pretty good at these one-on-ones off the smoke. Breaks. Oh, he turns
Ooh.
around. That is not the right timing to look
Careful now.
away. Well, as much as
Right.
damage was dealt over Mikey over in Nest, there's not much more that can be done after losing all your teammates.
Yeah, we kind of didn't see these kills, but it's just a reoccurring topic. I feel like with Inner Circle Academy, they just get stuck at a 4v5 and then 3-4 kills come out of nowhere. Lice Young with another multi-kill, Norths as well. These two have been like the dynamic duo. Burna Boy and Mermaid Man. Not Batman and Robin.
You're a SpongeBob fan, aren't you?
Sorry?
You're a SpongeBob fan, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I loved it. When I was a kid, I absolutely adored it.
Same, to be fair. Favorite character? Got one?
Ooh. Now that's a question.
It's hard.
Let me think.
Because you've
Did
got
I
reasons
have
to
a
love and hate every single character.
Yeah, I think so. I think you do. I
Which
really
makes
like.
it so cool. Because it's real.
I really like Gary and Squidward. Yeah. I thought Gary was a true gangster. Yeah.
Yeah. And Squidward, because you get him so often.
Oh, I think the older you get him, quite literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, in general, I thought also SpongeBob.
Well,
I mean,
think it's
he's the main character.
Sure.
A little bit annoying, but the main character.
Exactly. Well, UNiTY take a timeout here. They've got another buy round in them. But I think it's safe to say lose this, and they are out of Mirage contention. And Overpass is exactly where both these teams will be heading next. So a must-win situation. But it's in Inner Circle's hands with their initial play. Double apps pop. But they think against it once the smoke is faced up against them. That was smooth.
Okay.
They were ready for a mid-crunch. Inner Circle Academy just walk in there thinking they can take that space for free. UNiTY just hold up a stop side.
That was interesting.
Anticlimactic.
A little bit, yeah. If anything, it's a bit weird as well.
I'll tell you what, though, there's still an opportunity. Not with the bomb dropping in connector, though. Oh, is there? Because that
There's no
smoke
way.
gives Norsk a lot of room. He is making a lot of noise. And the fact that you've got
Right.
Kifida walking on the other side of the smoke makes it basically impossible for that round to go any other way.
Yeah, that was an interesting round. They are somehow able to make it look very, very easy. They just bring the fight to them in towards middle. That was a very weird timing. Uzi just peeks and there's two people not looking at him, just occupied with the short presence. But a much needed response out of UNiTY, still fighting for a 2-0 here on their way in towards the qualification game for the LAN event. And we're tied up. 11 apiece. Enough money for purchases on both sides. This one will be going to at least 24 rounds of action. Another aggressive setup in towards middle. Neofrag's just waiting for Mikey's contact to turn around. The top mid smoke might spoil the party a little bit. There goes the break. It's actually a double break. It creates a massive opportunity for Neofrag, and he'll take advantage of it. You gotta go B now.
And that's exactly what Inner Circle Academy are looking to do. Kifida on the waiting end of this, and they are not anticipating him to be looking at them so quickly. Everything falling to pieces for Inner Circle. They got in so close. And at the end, just skip a couple of steps. For UNiTY, though, They take fate into their own hands and take the game where they want to go.
This is just crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
To be honest though, Ted, I think in situations like this, you get to see the maturity in some of these UNiTY's players' hands, right? What to do in situations like this, you know, where to inflict the pressure. And I think Neofrag showed exactly that in his mid-play.
Big opener. Mikey doesn't really want to get involved too much. That's a good nade onto Lice Young though. Damage is not too bad for the CTs. And you do have that rotation out of MoriiSko, who is aware of the possibility of a window boost. Mikey gets one. MoriiSko will shut down 3 parts. This is starting to fall apart.
It really is. The double M's are just weaving in and out of battle seamlessly. Inner Circle Academy in quest for the Codex. But they're only finding scrap pieces of paper.
They're going B again. Wants to get into the Lion's Den. Kefita's been so good. But he's all alone on an island. No support whatsoever. MoriiSko's the quickest rotation and he's in window.
But the thing is, Kefita doesn't need to take early contact. He can play very far into the site, take multiple angles, sort of paint this defense how he likes. See, he reveals himself, takes a ding, somehow survives through it, but he's inflicted the damage. And now the rest of the cavalry arrive. That molly could be disastrous. And Nice has to get flushed into the open. Lice Young's angle also revealed. And UNiTY say, enough shenanigans. Let's lock in the game right here, right now. They will continue the road on that upper bracket, knocking Inner Circle Academy down to the lower one.
That's such a big result out of UNiTY. We wanted to see clean Counter-Strike all of these guys and some 2-0 wins in the group stage. And we, in the end of the day, got it against the Basement Boys. But